Hi everyone. Hopefully you are seeing me on Clear Physio page. I was a bit of duffer last week and actually posted this video on my personal page. So hopefully you all got to see that. I did share it to the Clear Physio page. So if not, send me a message and I'll send you the link to it. So what a duffer. I was in a whole nother world last week. So it's great to see everyone. I thought I would speak to you today about running. So I've started to see a few people who are looking at doing the Melbourne Marathon, which is in the middle of October. Because it's really important. Like, middle of October seems a long way away. It's 2 months. But sorry if you can hear that noise. We've got some work going on in the gym today. But it's really not that long. 2 months is not a long time to do prep, depending on how good you are at running, depending on how many injuries you've had in the past. 2 months is probably minimum if your running experience is not a great deal. So I thought I'd have a quick chat to you today about what things we can look out for. So I don't know whether you're aware or not, but we offer at Clear Physio Dorsa V assessments, and we can do a specific running assessment. And there's 2 types of running assessment, which is actually really exciting. One is on a treadmill, and we can capture a whole heap of different things. So we can look at what happens when you run on your toes, what happens when you land on your heels, what happens if we increase your cadence, so how many steps you're taking per minute, what happens with this pair of shoes compared to that pair of shoes, what happens, even if you like barefoot running, what happens if you've got your 5-finger shoes on as opposed to your runners, or what happens if you actually run barefoot. So we can look at a whole heap of different components and different things while you're running. Your imagination is the only limit to what we can look at with that treadmill running assessment. Then what we can also look at is you live running. So literally come into the clinic or anywhere that we can meet up. Make sure you say hi when you jump onto, give me a wave so I know that you're here, so I know I'm not talking to no one. So hi everyone. So yeah, the live assessment, it literally takes 2 or 3 minutes just to put the sensors on. They just go onto your shins and then off you go for a run, okay? Then you can come back and see me, we can meet up somewhere, or you can come back into the clinic and we take sensors off and you're done. So you can say goodbye. So we probably add maybe 10 minutes onto your run, absolute maximum. The other thing you can do is, because that data doesn't have to be downloaded straight away, it's actually held within the sensors. If I'm not at the clinic, but the gym is open, you can just let reception know, come to my room and slide them under my door. So it's that easy, okay? So really the only component that we need to do is catch up for that 5 minutes before you go for your run, and then we're good to go from there. Then you go for your run, okay? And what I would suggest is go for a standard run, so the run that you would normally do, and then we can download the data off the sensors. I can have a look at it, and then really from there, it's looking at the same things we looked at with your treadmill. What are those things? We can look at your impact force, okay? So what's happening as your foot is hitting the treadmill or the ground? What's happening when your foot is underneath your body, okay? So how much force is coming back into your body from the ground? So, Newton's law of attraction, I can't remember what it's called, but type in the comments if you know Newton's law and what it's called. But it's equal and opposite force. So the force that you're pushing down onto the ground is pushing back up at you. Okay, so we're looking at that force as well. The other things that we're looking at is the time that you spend on the ground. So your forces might be okay, but you might be spending too long with your foot in contact with the ground, okay? And that can lead to injury, because obviously the longer your foot's on the ground, the more of that force is actually coming up through your body, putting pressure through your muscles, tendons, and joints, okay? So we can look at that. We can also look at your symmetry as well. So we look at how those forces are compared to the other side, because obviously that plays a huge part in injuries, and that can also translate further up our body into hip, trunk and shoulder injuries. Okay, so we can have a look at those symmetries, and we can compare one run to another. So we can look at, particularly if you're looking at doing something like the Melbourne Marathon in a couple of months' time, we're looking at what's happening now, maybe in 3 to 4 weeks, and then maybe in another 3 to 4 weeks. So we're looking at, the things that we're putting into place. So it might be exercises, it might be running drills, it might be some taping, it might be some soft tissue work. Again, it's really about doing what we would normally do, but then we've got the data to show that what we're doing is effective, rather than looking at symptoms. Now, symptoms are important, but symptoms usually follow the data. Okay, so we've just got that little bit of a time delay in terms of what we're doing and then what we're seeing. Okay, that what we can do with the data is we can do something, do another capture straight away, and we can see if it changes. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so if we've got a little bit of a shorter time frame, then we can speed up that process. So if you're looking at including running into your summer Get Fit program, or you're looking at doing something like the Melbourne Marathon in October, feel free to come in and either chat to me over Facebook or chat to me via text, and let's see if the Dorsavie would actually be appropriate for you. Hi Tammy, thanks for giving me a wave. And then we can look at whether a Dorsavie assessment would be appropriate for you. The other thing we can do with Dorsavie, which I have done on a previous live, is a knee assessment. And that's really important if you're getting knee pain when you're running. So we can do that first, and then we can do your running assessment. The beauty of it is the sensors don't change. So rather than just that, 2 to 5 minutes to put your sensors on and go for a run, we would put the sensors on, do your quick knee assessment, 10, 15 minutes, then go for a run. And then same thing coming back. You can just, if I'm not here, you can just throw the sensors under the door. So keep that in mind. If you or someone that you know is either currently running and is having issues with their running, foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, or shoulder pain, if you are looking at including running into your Get Fit program for summer, because I know that's something that's my goal of getting back into running, which is something I used to do and used to love, and looking at getting into a little bit more running once my knee gets better. And the other one is if you've got an event coming up and you're just wanting to tweak things a little bit and make sure, particularly if it's something like the Melbourne Marathon, that you're not going to exacerbate an injury or create an injury, because 42 Ks is a long way to be carrying bad biomechanics. So message me, call me, text me, email me, and we can have a chat about whether that assessment would be appropriate for you. So it's great to talk to you again on Tuesday. Like I said, it's great to be back on my page rather than on my personal page. And I will speak to you all next Tuesday. Any questions, any suggestions for future topics, please feel free to message, text or email, and more than happy to cover whatever you guys want to hear. So have a great Tuesday. Enjoy the sunshine while it's out there if you're in Melbourne. And I will speak to you all next Tuesday. Bye for now.